Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be exploring something that honestly is becoming more and more present in our lives every single day.
Yeah.
We're diving deep into the world of artificial intelligence, AI. It's not just science fiction anymore.
Right.
AI is impacting our lives in so many ways, even if we don't always realize it.
That's a great point. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
You probably interact with AI every single day, and today we are going to try to unpack that a little bit.
Exactly. We have some fascinating research to help us with all of this, both in English and in Spanish, which adds another layer of complexity, to how AI is being developed and perceived around the world.
Absolutely. And by the end of this deep dive, you'll not only understand what AI is and how it works, but also be able to talk about it intelligently.
Okay, so let's start with something that, everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to go through a whole day without encountering AI.
Oh.
Turns out it's pretty much impossible.
It really is. AI is subtly woven into so many things we take for granted.
Yeah.
Think about those Netflix recommendations that seem to know your taste better than you do.
Right.
Or how about your email's spam filter that keeps your inbox from being flooded with junk? Even those people you may know suggestions on social media.
Oh, yeah.
They're all powered by AI.
Okay, so how does it actually work? What's happening behind the scenes?
Well, it all boils down to algorithms.
Okay.
Imagine you're baking a cake.
Right.
You have a recipe with specific instructions. That's your algorithm.
Got it.
In the AI world, these algorithms are sets of instructions that computers follow.
Right.
They take in information like your viewing history on Netflix,
Uh-huh.
then process it based on those instructions, and produce an output, like a suggestion for what you should watch next.
Makes sense. So it's like AI is making decisions for us.
Right.
Based on patterns and data.
Yeah.
But it's not just about entertainment.
No.
AI is transforming pretty much every industry out there.
Absolutely. Let's take healthcare, for example.
Okay.
AI is helping doctors diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately.
I've read about AI detecting cancer cells in medical images.
Yes.
Even before human doctors can sometimes.
It's true. AI is capable of analyzing huge amounts of medical data, way more than any human could.
Right.
This includes things like images, genetic information, and patient records.
Yeah.
By spotting patterns in all that data, AI can help doctors catch diseases in their early stages, which can be crucial for successful treatment.
That's incredible. It's like having a second opinion from a super smart computer.
Right.
What about personalized medicine? I've heard AI can create treatment plans tailored to each individual patient.
Exactly. Imagine getting treatment that's designed specifically for your body and your health history. That's what AI is enabling in healthcare.
Wow. That's really taking personalized care to a whole new level. And it's not just limited to fancy hospitals, right?
Yeah.
AI is also helping people access healthcare in remote areas.
That's right. Think about virtual health assistants, like chatbots, that can answer your health questions or remind you to take your medicine. These are powered by AI and are making healthcare more accessible to people who might not live near a doctor or hospital.
That's amazing. So AI is making healthcare more accurate, more personalized, and more accessible.
Yes.
What about education? How is AI changing the way we learn and teach?
Well, imagine having a tutor who knows exactly how you learn best.
Okay.
And can adjust the lesson to your pace and style.
Yeah.
That's what AI is starting to do in education.
That sounds amazing. No more one-size-fits-all teaching methods.
Exactly. AI can track your progress, identify your strengths and weaknesses, and then suggest the best way for you to learn. It can even create custom quizzes and exercises just for you.
It's like having a personal learning coach in your pocket. So AI is making learning more personalized, but what about teachers?
Yeah.
Will robots replace them in the classroom?
That's a big question a lot of people are asking.
Yeah.
The truth is, AI is not about replacing teachers. It's about giving them the tools to be even better.
Okay.
Think about all the time teachers spend on grading papers, planning lessons, and doing administrative tasks.
It's a lot. And it takes away from time spent actually teaching.
Exactly. And that's where AI comes in.
Okay.
AI can take over those repetitive tasks, freeing up teachers to spend more time interacting with students and focusing on what they do best.
Yeah. So AI is taking the robot out of teaching so teachers can be more human.
Exactly.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, so we've talked about healthcare and education.
Yeah.
But what about something a little more fun?
Okay.
Like entertainment.
Of course. And that's actually a really interesting area because AI is starting to create art.
What?
Compose music and even write scripts for movies and TV shows.
Wait, really? AI can be creative.
It can, and it's pretty mind-blowing. Now, whether AI can be truly creative in the same way a human is,
Right.
well, that's a whole other debate.
Yeah.
But there's no denying that AI is capable of producing some pretty amazing things.
Okay, I'm officially intrigued. So is Hollywood about to be taken over by robots?
Not quite. It's more about collaboration. AI can be a tool for artists and creators to explore new ideas, generate concepts, and even automate some of the more tedious parts of the creative process.
So AI is more like a creative partner than a replacement.
Exactly. It's a way to enhance human creativity, not eliminate it. And it's not just about creating content.
Right.
AI is also changing how we consume it. Think about those personalized recommendations you get on streaming services like Netflix or Spotify.
Oh yeah, those are eerily accurate sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like they know my taste better than I do.
That's because they do, in a way. AI algorithms analyze what you watch and listen to, and they get better at predicting what you'll enjoy.
Yeah.
But this personalized experience also raises some interesting questions.
Like what?
Well, if we only see content that aligns with our existing tastes,
Okay.
does that limit our exposure to new ideas and different perspectives?
That's interesting.
And what about the potential for manipulation?
Oh.
Could AI be used to create content that's designed to mislead or influence us?
Those are some big questions to consider.
They are. And they highlight the fact that AI is a powerful tool.
Right.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So we've talked about AI in healthcare, education, and entertainment.
Yeah.
It seems like no industry is immune to its impact.
You're absolutely right. And perhaps the area where people have the most questions, even fears,
For sure.
is employment.
Yeah.
Will AI steal our jobs?
Right.
Is the robot apocalypse upon us?
That's what everyone wants to know. So should we be worried?
Well, it's important to understand that AI is already changing the job market in significant ways.
Oh.
Some jobs are being automated, yes.
Oh.
But AI is also creating new jobs we couldn't even imagine a few years ago.
So it's not as simple as robots taking over.
Not at all. It's much more nuanced than that.
Okay.
Some jobs that involve repetitive tasks will likely be automated. But that frees up humans to focus on more creative and complex work. Think about it. Robots might be able to weld car parts together more efficiently than humans.
Yeah.
But they can't design the car or market it to consumers.
Right.
Those are jobs that require human skills and creativity.
That's a good point. So it's more about adapting to the changing landscape than fearing it.
Exactly. The key is to be adaptable and to develop skills that are uniquely human, things like critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. These are the skills that will be in high demand as AI continues to evolve.
It's not about competing with AI. It's about finding ways to collaborate with it.
Precisely. The future of work is about humans and AI working together, each leveraging their strengths.
Yeah.
Think about transportation, for example. AI is a key player in the development of self-driving cars.
Self-driving cars.
Yeah.
Now that's something that feels straight out of a science fiction movie. Are they really becoming a reality?
They are. AI is making it possible for cars to navigate roads, avoid obstacles, and make decisions in real time, all without a human driver.
Wow. But are they safe?
Safety is the top priority, of course.
Right.
There's a lot of testing and regulation happening to make sure that self-driving cars are reliable and can handle all kinds of road conditions.
So we might not see driverless cars everywhere just yet, but they're definitely on the horizon.
Right.
But what about the people whose jobs are tied to driving?
Yeah.
Like truck drivers or taxi drivers. What happens to them?
That's a valid concern. As with any major technological shift, there will be some job displacement.
Sure.
But it's also important to remember that AI creates new jobs as well.
Okay.
For example, we'll need people to design, build, and maintain those self-driving systems.
Right.
And we'll need people to manage and regulate the entire industry. So there will be new opportunities emerging alongside the ones that are disappearing.
So it's about looking ahead and being prepared for the changes that are coming.
Exactly. And AI isn't just about driverless cars.
Right.
It's also changing how our cities function.
Oh, okay.
Think about traffic management. AI can be used to analyze traffic patterns, predict congestion, and adjust traffic lights in real time to keep things moving smoothly.
So AI could help us say goodbye to rush hour traffic jams.
It could. And it can also make our cities more efficient and sustainable by optimizing public transportation and reducing fuel consumption.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch gears for a minute and talk about something we all experience, customer service. To be honest, I'm not always a fan of interacting with those automated chatbots.
Yeah.
It can be pretty frustrating.
I hear you. But AI-powered customer service is improving rapidly. Chatbots are getting better at understanding human language and responding in a more natural way.
So are they actually getting helpful?
They are. AI chatbots can now handle a wider range of questions and requests.
Okay.
And they can even resolve some issues without any human intervention at all.
Wow.
But of course, there will always be situations where you need to talk to a real person.
Right.
And AI can help with that too by directing your call to the right department or agent.
That makes sense. It's about finding the right balance between AI and human interaction. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. Healthcare, education, entertainment, employment, transportation, even customer service. It's clear that AI is transforming our world in a big way.
It is. And as we continue to develop more powerful AI systems, it's more important than ever to consider the ethical implications. We need to make sure that AI is used responsibly and for the benefit of all humanity.
That's a great point. AI is a powerful tool, and we need to be careful how we use it. But before we get into that,
yes,
I think we need to take a little break to process all that.
Sounds good.
We'll be back in a few minutes to delve into the ethical side of AI.
Okay.
So don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're ready for more because we're about to dive into some of the most fascinating and maybe even a little bit unsettling aspects of AI.
Unsettling is right. Yeah, I mean, when we think about things like self-driving cars or robots creating art, it's hard not to feel a little bit like we're stepping into the future.
It is, and that future is closer than we think. But before we get too carried away with the wow factor, let's talk about some of the ethical challenges that come with this powerful technology.
Okay, so let's talk ethics. Where do we even begin with something as complex as AI?
Well, one of the biggest concerns is around bias.
Okay.
AI systems are only as good as the data they're trained on.
Right.
And if that data reflects existing biases in our society, then the AI will simply perpetuate those biases or, even worse, amplify them.
So it's like teaching a child bad habits. If you feed the AI biased information, it's going to learn to make biased decisions.
Exactly. For example, imagine an AI system used for hiring. If the data it's trained on shows that men are more likely to be hired for certain positions than women, then the AI might unfairly discriminate against female applicants even if they are more qualified.
That's a scary thought. It seems like we need to be very careful about the data we use to train these AI systems. How do we make sure it's fair and unbiased?
That's the million-dollar question. And there's a lot of research and debate happening right now about how to address bias in AI. It involves things like carefully auditing the data, making sure it's representative of the population, and constantly monitoring the AI's decisions to ensure they're fair and equitable.
It sounds like a constant process, not just a one-time fix.
You got it. It requires ongoing vigilance and a commitment to fairness and transparency. But it's essential if we want AI to be a force for good in the world.
I completely agree. So bias is a big one. What other ethical challenges should we be thinking about?
Well, another major concern is privacy. AI systems often rely on collecting and analyzing vast amounts of data about individuals, and that raises a lot of questions about who has access to that data, how it's being used, and how we can protect our privacy in an increasingly AI-driven world.
It's like the more convenient technology gets, the more we seem to be giving up our privacy in the process.
That's a great point, and it's something we need to be very mindful of. We need strong regulations and safeguards to protect our personal data and ensure that it's not being misused. And we need to be aware of how our data is being collected and used by the companies and organizations that develop and deploy AI systems.
It's like a constant balancing act between the benefits of AI and the potential risks to our privacy.
That's a perfect way to put it. And as AI continues to evolve, these ethical considerations will only become more important. It's a conversation we need to keep having, both as individuals and as a society.
Absolutely. Now, before we move on to our next topic, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier about AI and jobs. A lot of people are worried about AI taking over their jobs. Is that a valid concern?
It's understandable to be concerned about that, especially with all the headlines we see about robots replacing humans.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It's up to us as humans to decide how we want to use AI and to shape its development in a way that benefits everyone.
So it's not about robots versus humans. It's about figuring out how humans and AI can work together effectively.
Exactly. AI has the potential to automate many of the tasks that are currently done by humans, but that doesn't mean we'll all be out of work. It just means that our jobs will change and we'll need to adapt to those changes.
So what can people do to prepare for the future of work in an AI-driven world?
Well, one of the most important things is to focus on developing skills that are uniquely human, like creativity, critical thinking, and complex problem solving. These are skills that are difficult to automate, and will be in high demand as AI takes on more routine tasks.
It's about emphasizing our human strengths, the things that set us apart from machines.
Precisely. And it's also about being willing to learn new things and adapt to changing circumstances. The jobs of the future might not even exist yet, so we need to be prepared to embrace lifelong learning and to constantly upskill ourselves.
So it's not just about what we know now, it's about our ability to learn and adapt in the future.
That's a great way to put it. And if we approach AI with a mindset of curiosity and collaboration, I believe we can harness its power to create a more equitable, prosperous, and fulfilling future for everyone.
I love that. Curiosity and collaboration. Those are two words we should all keep in mind as we navigate the ever-evolving world of AI.
Absolutely. And speaking of navigating, let's shift gears and talk about transportation. This is an area where AI is already having a huge impact, and it's only going to get bigger in the coming years.
Okay, let's talk transportation. I think the most obvious example here is self-driving cars. Are we all going to be chauffeured around by robots soon?
Well, maybe not chauffeur exactly, but self-driving cars are definitely becoming more and more of a reality. And AI is the driving force behind this technology, literally. AI algorithms are enabling cars to perceive their surroundings, make decisions, and navigate roads safely, all without human intervention.
It's amazing to think how far we've come in such a short time. But are self-driving cars really safe?
That's the number one question everyone has, and rightfully so. Safety is paramount when it comes to any new technology, especially one that involves transporting people. And the good news is that self-driving cars are undergoing rigorous testing and development to ensure they meet the highest safety standards.
So there's still a lot of checks and balances in place.
Absolutely. And it's important to remember that self-driving technology is constantly evolving and improving. We're learning more all the time about how to make these systems safer and more reliable. But even with all the advancements, it's likely that human drivers will still be a part of the equation for the foreseeable future.
So we're not going to see driverless cars taking over our roads overnight.
Not quite, but we will likely see a gradual transition as self-driving technology becomes more sophisticated and more widely adopted. And that transition will have implications not just for drivers, but for the entire transportation industry.
So what kind of changes can we expect to see in the transportation sector as AI continues to evolve?
Well, for one thing, we can expect to see improvements in traffic flow and efficiency. AI can help to optimize traffic lights, manage congestion, and even coordinate the movement of vehicles in real time to reduce travel times and fuel consumption.
That sounds like a dream come true for anyone who commutes regularly.
It could be. And it's not just about cars either. AI is also being used to improve public transportation systems, making them more reliable, accessible, and convenient. Imagine being able to plan your entire trip from door to door using an app that integrates all modes of transportation: buses, trains, ride-sharing services, even bikes and scooters.
That would be amazing. It's like having a personal transportation assistant in your pocket.
Exactly. And that's just one example of how AI is transforming the way we move around our cities and beyond. From reducing traffic congestion to improving safety and accessibility, AI has the potential to make transportation more efficient, sustainable, and enjoyable for everyone.
That's a future I can definitely get behind. But all of this talk about efficiency and optimization makes me wonder, what about the human element? Are we going to lose something in the pursuit of a perfectly automated transportation system?
That's an important question. And it's something we need to consider carefully as we embrace these new technologies. While AI can bring many benefits, it's crucial that we don't lose sight of the human needs and desires that shape our transportation systems.
So it's about finding the right balance between technology and human experience.
Exactly. We want transportation systems that are not only efficient, but also enjoyable, equitable, and accessible to everyone. And that requires taking a holistic approach that considers the social, environmental, and economic impacts of AI, as well as the needs of all users.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we've talked about AI in healthcare, education, entertainment, employment, and now transportation. Is there any area of life that AI isn't touching these days?
It seems like everywhere we turn, AI is making its presence felt. And one area that's becoming increasingly important is customer service. As businesses strive to provide seamless and personalized experiences for their customers, AI is playing a key role.
I have to admit, my experiences with AI and customer service haven't always been positive. Those chatbots can be so frustrating.
I know what you mean. But AI-powered customer service is rapidly evolving. Chatbots are getting smarter and more sophisticated thanks to advancements in natural language processing. They're able to understand our queries better, provide more relevant responses, and even anticipate our needs.
So are chatbots finally getting good at their jobs?
They're definitely getting better. And in many cases, they can resolve simple issues quickly and efficiently, freeing up human agents to handle more complex requests. But, of course, there will always be situations where you need the human touch, the empathy and understanding that only another person can provide.
So it's not about replacing human customer service agents entirely. It's about finding the right balance between AI and human interaction.
Exactly. AI can handle the routine tasks while humans can focus on building relationships, resolving complex issues, and providing that personalized touch that makes customers feel valued.
It's like a team effort with AI and humans working together to create the best possible customer experience.
That's a great way to put it. And as AI continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovative and seamless customer service experiences in the future. Imagine a world where you can get personalized support from your favorite brands 24/7 without ever having to wait on hold or navigate through a complicated phone menu.
That sounds like a customer service dream come true.
It could be. And it's just one example of how AI is transforming the way businesses interact with their customers. From personalized recommendations to proactive support, AI is helping companies build stronger relationships and create more loyal customers.
Wow, we've covered so much ground in this episode. From healthcare to entertainment, from employment to transportation and customer service, it's clear that AI is impacting every aspect of our lives.
It is. And as we move forward, it's essential that we approach AI with a sense of curiosity, responsibility, and a commitment to using this powerful technology for the betterment of humanity.
I couldn't agree more. We need to be thoughtful about the implications of AI and ensure that it's used in a way that benefits everyone.
Absolutely. And on that note, I think it's time for another break. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up our deep dive into AI with some final thoughts and takeaways. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've been exploring the incredible world of AI and how it's already shaping our lives.
Yeah, it's everywhere, isn't it?
It really is. And I think one of the most important things we need to talk about are the ethical implications.
Yeah.
Because AI is so powerful.
Absolutely. AI ethics is a huge topic.
Yeah. Where do we even begin with something as complex as this?
Well, I think a good place to start is with the idea of fairness.
Okay, fairness.
AI systems, you see, are only as good as the data they're trained on.
So the data's bad.
Exactly. If the data is biased, the AI will be biased too.
It's like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out, right?
Precisely. And this can have serious consequences in the real world.
Like what? What kind of consequences are we talking about?
Now, imagine an AI system that's used to evaluate loan applications.
Okay, loans.
Now, if the data it was trained on shows a history of discrimination against certain groups.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
The AI might unfairly deny loans to people from those groups.
Even if they're qualified.
Exactly. Simply because of their background.
That's really troubling.
It is, and that's why it's so crucial to ensure that the data we use to train AI systems is fair and unbiased.
So it's not enough to just have a lot of data.
Right.
It has to be the right kind of data.
It needs to be representative, and it needs to be free from harmful biases.
So we need to be really intentional about the data we're using.
Absolutely. And we need to be constantly monitoring the AI's decisions to make sure they're actually fair.
So it's an ongoing process.
It is. It's not a one-time fix.
Right. Okay, so fairness is key.
Right.
What other ethical considerations should we be thinking about?
Well, transparency is another big one.
Transparency, okay.
We need to be able to understand how these AI systems are working.
How they're making decisions.
Exactly. And what data they're using to reach those decisions.
So it's not enough to just know that it works.
No.
We need to know why and how.
It's like going to the doctor.
Okay.
And they prescribe you a new medication without explaining anything about it.
I definitely wouldn't take that.
Right. You'd want to know what it is, how it works, what the side effects might be.
Absolutely.
AI is similar. We need to be able to understand the logic behind those decisions, especially when they affect our lives.
So we need to be able to sort of look under the hood.
Yes. We need to be able to see the process.
Okay. Fairness, transparency.
Yeah.
What else is important when we're thinking about AI ethics?
Well, another key consideration is control.
Control. Okay.
As AI systems become more and more powerful.
More autonomous.
Exactly. It's crucial that we maintain human control over them.
So we don't want AI to get out of control.
Precisely. We need to set boundaries. We need to ensure that AI is aligned with human values and goals.
It's about making sure that AI serves humanity, not the other way around.
That's a great way to put it. We don't want AI making decisions that could harm humans or go against our ethical principles.
Right. It's about keeping humans in the loop.
Yes. So we can steer the development of AI in a responsible direction.
Okay, so we've got fairness, transparency, and control. Those are three really big ideas to keep in mind as we navigate the ethical landscape of AI.
They are, and it's important to remember that this is just the beginning of the conversation.
Right, because AI is constantly evolving.
Exactly. As AI continues to advance, we're going to face new ethical challenges, and we need to be ready to address them.
So it's not just about solving today's problems.
No.
It's about being prepared for tomorrow's.
Exactly. And that means we all need to be part of this conversation.
It's not just for the experts.
Right, it's for everyone.
So what can our listeners do to be part of this conversation and to help shape the future of AI?
Well, first of all, stay informed. Keep learning about AI, about how it works, the potential benefits and risks.
Stay curious.
Absolutely. There are so many resources available online, in libraries, through community groups.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Exactly.
If you see an AI system that seems unfair or biased, speak up. Challenge the status quo.
I love that. We need to use our voices to advocate for responsible AI.
Exactly. AI is already impacting our lives in so many ways. So pay attention to how it's being used. Think critically about the implications.
That's a great point.
Well, this has been a truly fascinating deep dive into the world of AI.
It has.
And I think the key takeaway for me is that AI has incredible potential, to do amazing things.
Yeah.
But it's up to us to make sure it's used ethically.
I completely agree. AI is a tool.
Yeah.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It's our responsibility to shape the future of AI.
So the future is in our hands.
It is. Let's make it a future we can be proud of.
That's a great message to end on. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
And thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in to The Deep Dive.